Hey, it's Tom from Tom's Tunes. Today we're going to show you how to assemble and install this 30-inch corner radius seat from Deckmate. So great seat, tons of storage underneath, and this is that 30-inch radius, a little more broad radius versus the 28-inch corner that's more of a 90-degree corner, a little bit tighter bend. So what we'll use this on is either new railing systems when we're going to that 30-inch radius to make it a more modern look, or some of your boats that might only be 20 or so years old, they might have a 30-inch corner radius. Typically it's an 8-foot wide boat that would use the 30-inch corner, but again, it's a nice modern look, super comfortable seat, something you can kick your feet up, relax, go for a cruise in. So we're gonna show you how to put this together piece by piece. So when you unbox everything, you're gonna have your seat back, you're gonna have a seat cushion, and then you're gonna have your base. So on this one, it's the gray with blue and charcoal accents, gray base. We're gonna start by going through all of our hardware that comes with too. So you're gonna get a few packages. First one, 4 stainless screws. Those are gonna secure the base down to the deck. We'll use those last. Then you're also gonna have a hinge. You have a hinge with 3 small stainless 1/4-inch bolts. Then you're also gonna have a bag with 4 sets of this combo. So we're gonna have a threaded bolt, you're gonna have a flat washer, a lock washer, and a wing nut. Those are what's gonna hold your seat back down to the base. You're gonna get 4 longer stainless bolts with a strap. So these are actually gonna hold the hinge that opens the seat base to the seat cushion, the base cushion, and then the strap is gonna get bolted on there as well. So where I start is I take my seat base and I'm actually gonna turn it all the way around because my access point to put the threaded bolt, the washer, lock washer, and wing nut is on the back side. So I'm gonna assemble this from the back side. Before I do that, I need to take my seat back, my big cushion, and on this, there's 4 threaded inserts. I'm gonna go ahead and just hand tighten each one halfway in. So just threading it in about halfway, because these are gonna go down through the seat base, those holes, and that's where I'm gonna go ahead and tighten on my washer system and wing nut. So I get them in halfway, I'm gonna flip it right onto the back, lining up those holes in your seat base with the post. So now I have my posts sticking through. I can work from underneath on the back side to actually get everything secure. I'm gonna line it up, try to square that cushion up because it's movable, shiftable. And then when I'm doing things like this blind, I have a preference. I take my flat washer is gonna go first onto the bolt, then my lock washer, then my wing nut. So what I do is I put that flat washer and lock washer in order on my index and thumb. Then my middle finger and ring finger hold the wing nut. That allows me to get underneath here with one hand. I'm putting on the washer, flat washer and lock washer first. Then I can follow up with the wing nut, stick my hand under there one time and get everything on. Then I'm just gonna tighten down, hand tight. I can always adjust these later before I screw it into the deck if need be. But I'll go ahead and tighten all 4 of my washer and wing nut combos. Now that my seat back is secured, I can spin everything around and get ready to put my seat cushion on. So my seat cushion, when I'm putting this on, when I decide which side to put the hinge on, it's pretty important because if I line this up next to a bench that extends back from the front of the boat, I need the hinge to be on the opposite side as the bench. So in essence, I need the hinge to be on an open access, so where the front door comes through, it needs to be an open access so that this can hinge to open the correct way. So I've already put together my starboard side seat for the right side of the boat. This is gonna go on the left side or the port side. So I'm gonna make sure that my hinge is on the aisle side. So the door will be here. I will put my hinge on this side so I can open it freely and get into that awesome storage access. So when I do this, I'm I'm gonna start by putting my hinge on with those 3 short bolts. I'm gonna start by just centering my hinge, not tightening it super far because I might have to adjust it for that seat cushion to sit in just how I want it. Then I have my 4 bolts that we're gonna use for the seat base. For this, I'm gonna actually put my strap, my handle strap on first. So we're orienting this way. I'm gonna put the strap on this side. I like to put it in the farthest hole back towards the back of the cushion. What I'm gonna do is take the strap, I'm gonna thread in my 1/4-inch bolt. You can do this by hand, or you could use a screwdriver or electric drill. I'm gonna thread it through both holes that are already punched in that material, so it's sticking through. Then I can line it up and run it down, just snugging it up into that hole. Then I come up with my seat cushion or my seat base, and I'm gonna line up those 3 holes with my hinge, and then I can run my longer bolts through. I'm gonna start with the middle one just to get it started. Just hand tighten it just a little bit, and then work to the other 2. Then I'll go ahead and tighten everything down with my drill, or a hand screwdriver will work too. Once I have everything where I want it, the seat will open and close nicely. I can then get ready to install it into the deck when the railings are on. So once we've got our 30-inch corner seat all assembled, then we can slide it into position, make sure it lines up with the railing how we want it, nice and snug, secure, make sure it lines up with the benches next to it the way that you want it. I'm also gonna make sure that my hinge is oriented to the open space or an aisleway. That way it can open up. If it was oriented the other way, you're not gonna get as much opening ability of that seat cushion. Then I'm gonna find those 4 stainless screws to number 3 Phillips head. So the bigger Phillips head screw, nice wide gap on the threads. It's gonna hold this seat base down really well. So I'm gonna go through the plastic into the deck boards, essentially in 4 points. 2 up front in each corner, and then 1 in each back corner. There we go, all done, ready to keep moving along with the rest of the installation.